Hi everyone, this is Jason at fireplaceblowersonline.com. Wanted to do a quick video on a relatively new product offering that we've got for the Buck stove models. This particular one is the MA-5126715. This is the kit that's going to be used on Buck model 21s, 51s, 74s, 261s, I believe the C22s, C75s, and the 262s. I may be missing a couple, but just make sure you reference your owner's manual just to be certain. But on the right here, we've got the OEM blower. On the left, we've got ours. By all appearances, they look very similar. A couple noticeable differences that I just wanted to point out to you guys. We're hiding the identity of the original manufacturer just to kind of protect their identity. We don't disparage against anybody. The OEM kit is still a nice kit. So technically nothing wrong with it whatsoever, but we've made a few improvements to ours that we kind of wanted to point out. So one thing you'll see on this blower, the OEM one, is that they are using a plastic non-high temperature wheel. Okay, oftentimes these things are used on wood burning stoves. So in these particular applications, we do not like using plastic wheels. So you'll see on ours, we're actually using an aluminum high temperature wheel. Motor specs and everything are pretty identical. I think we're getting a tad more airflow than the original, even though the spec sheets say they're about the same. So you're not going to see any noticeable, I think, improvement in airflow. One thing you will see a difference of is bearing quality. Ours is using a much nicer sealed ball bearing design. OEM one, in a lot of cases, depending on the year it was manufactured. I think some of the earlier models may have used brass sleeve bearings. Some of the later models were probably switched to ball bearing. But these are really high-end sealed Japanese bearings. So super nice. The kits include power cord. There is a standoff there. That's a block where you'll see in the instructions where the power cord gets installed to the stove. There is a snap temperature sensor. So that's what that guy is. And that is wired also to a variable speed control. Same as the OEM kit. So you'll see those guys here in the OEM kit. Both kits also include some hardware. There's a couple of self-threading screws. There's a couple of non-threading screws. And you'll see in the owner's, or the installation instructions, excuse me, what you'll do with those guys. Couple other things. Cheap Chinese power cord, American power cord. So the cord's much nicer, it's more pliable, bendable. But other than that, pretty simple kit. Last thing I can think of, you can see OEM uses a non-galvanized bracket, so you'll start to see a little signs of rusting. If I were to flip this over, the rusting's a little worse on the other side. We are using a galvanized bracket. So that's a 14 gauge galvanized bracket. So just gives it a little more longevity in case you need to reuse that bracket. Both blowers also include the fiberglass stove gasket material to kind of insulate where the blower attaches to the stove. So that's all pre-installed. This is exactly how these kits will arrive to you when unboxed. So these are fairly easy to install. If you got any questions, give us a call, 262-989-4882, or you can also email us at support@fireplaceblowersonline.com. Thanks again.